People of Brockton, as many of you know, I am the BATBUSGUY, and that I have been fighting the corrupt Brockton Mayor Robert Sullivan and his equally corrupt partners in crime on the Brockton City Council for more than 2 years for the right of the people, including the elderly and disabled, to be safe on the city bus. As many of you also know, I am a candidate for Brockton Mayor in this year's elections. Tonight, I want to address what I believe is a very dangerous cover-up by Mayor Sullivan, the City Council, the Brockton Police Department, Brockton Area Transit, the Brockton Enterprise, and BATD of the accident at Sullivan Towers in Brockton, in which a 70-year-old elderly disabled woman sitting in her wheelchair was hit by a BAT bus and seriously injured. And let you, the people, decide if a cover-up occurred. I will begin with this video of the Boston 25 News' television coverage of the accident.
Police say a woman who was hit by a bus here outside the Sullivan Tower apartments in Brockton is in stable condition and is expected to recover. Neighbors say she relies on a wheelchair to get around, and they question how this will impact her long-term health.
He hit her right in the front. You can see the wheelchair was over there. I could see the front wheels were all collapsed.
The impact involving a Brockton Area Transit Authority bus and a woman in a wheelchair captured the attention of neighbors at the Sullivan Tower apartments on Colonel Bell Drive, who say they too have had close calls with buses near this very spot.
They got to do something about these bus drivers. They do drive kind of crazy, and they're very, very impatient.
You got to be careful walking, you know. It's scary because they come through here and there's mostly elderly and handicapped.
The state police accident reconstruction team was called in to assist Brockton police with the investigation. Detectives spent hours reconstructing the accident that sent the woman to the hospital with severe injuries.
I'm scared to come out here like this here and go there myself. So me and my walker, we're going to be doing just fine staying on the curb.
Neighbors say they hope this serves as a warning to both residents and drivers. They tell us the woman who was hit is in her 70s and is a familiar face here at the building for elderly people and folks with disabilities.
She's a good girl. You know, it's too bad. I hope she's all right, that's all.
I pray for her. You know, it's sad.
Police say they do not anticipate any charges for the bus driver. A Brockton Area Transit Authority spokesperson says the investigation is still ongoing and that their thoughts are with the victim at this time. In Brockton, Drew Caritas for your local station, Boston 25 News.
The official investigation of this accident was conducted by Brockton Police Officer Eric Burke. I spoke with Officer Burke on the phone and via emails. I offered Officer Burke documented proof that proved beyond a doubt that Brockton Area Transit has an ongoing, long, 2+ year history of its drivers threatening passenger safety by driving illegally, dangerously, and aggressively. That is exactly what the residents stated in the video, I just showed you. I offered Brockton Police Department Officer Burke the following documents: a letter from the City of Brockton stating that they and Brockton Area Transit investigated my safety concerns and confirmed them. Emails from BAT Executive Director Michael Lambert, BAT Operations Manager Kelly Forrester, BAT General Manager Mike Damon, BAT Assistant General Manager John Whitmore, and others, stating in their own words that they have repeatedly had full staff meetings and one-on-one meetings with all their bus drivers. They state they have made it clear to all their drivers that they are not to move the bus until passengers are safely seated. And they have initiated disciplinary actions against at least 50 of its drivers, some multiple times, for illegal, dangerous, aggressive, and distracted driving behavior threatening passenger safety. Yet, the dangerous, aggressive driving behavior of its drivers threatening passenger safety continues. I offered Brockton Police Department Officer Burke documented proof that I was confronted on a BAT bus by Mr. Guy D. Pierre, the Vice President of the Bus Drivers Union. Mr. Pierre told me that he knows who I am and he has had access to all my safety complaints against the drivers. Mr. Pierre further stated that the drivers know who you are, and if you do not stop reporting violations to BAT management and Mayor Sullivan, and if the drivers receive their 4th disciplinary letter, which will result in their being fired, the drivers will come after you. I determined that the drivers were not going to come after me and take me out to lunch. I took that as a threat to kill me. I reported this threat to BAT, Mayor Sullivan, the Brockton Police Department, and United States Congressman Stephen Lynch, and many others. BAT responded by email stating that they reviewed the bus tape and acted according to their standard operating procedures and the driver's collective bargaining agreement. The mayor's chief of staff, Sidney Marrow, responded in an email that I should report it to the Brockton Police Department. The Brockton Police Department stated that Mr. Pierre was just giving me a warning, not a death threat. Congressman Lynch never responded. I offered Officer Burke documented proof that BAT is a secretive organization that is not forthcoming with basic safety information when asked. I offered Officer Burke documented proof that BAT has forced me to file Freedom of Information requests to get basic passenger safety information from them. I offered Officer Burke documented proof from BAT Assistant General Manager John Whitmore in his own words, stating that the bus drivers' collective bargaining agreement has a phishing harassment clause which forbids BAT management from viewing bus tapes without a specific complaint tied to that specific bus and driver on a specific day. Think about that. That means that BAT management does not have the legal authority to review bus tapes on any bus that a driver who has been disciplined for driving illegally and endangering passenger safety may be driving to monitor if that driver is continuing to drive dangerously, which means that BAT management does not have the power to keep passengers safe. Despite all the above, BPD Officer Burke stated that none of that information was relevant to his investigation of that accident in that video. I also reported all the above to Mayor Sullivan, all city councilors, Massachusetts State Representatives Rita Mendez and Michelle Dubois, the Brockton Enterprise, and WATD. Sadly, all of them have remained silent. Not one of them care that the BAT bus drivers are not only terrorizing Brockton's elderly and disabled community, but are guilty of committing elder abuse, which is illegal. That is why I believe there was a cover-up. Do you agree? Thank you, Brockton.